Hello, everyone. Wanted to share some personal notes with you. First of all, I want to apologize for last week. Kind of had a meltdown and curled up in the corner for 5 days. Seriously. I was so freaked out by what happened. And I don't even think I explained myself that well, but it was like I was hearing two different conversations with the same people, like it was in a parallel dimension or whatever. And I had a really good long talk with another ME channel, and that really helped a lot. But even after that, I just kind of curled up for a few days because I was just like, it's just sometimes it's too much, and I think we need to help each other through those times. And I do help that person for getting in touch with me and talking with me because it really did help. But and also, just as a side note, I apologize sometimes when I know like a lot of time in my videos, I stumble over my words. And, I'm not here to make a professional impression. So, like, if I have to say things or flub up stuff a couple times, I'm not going to go back and change it and cut and recut and all that. I'm just not going to do that. So, I feel like I'm talking to fellow friends, so I'm not gonna do that with a friend. So, but anyway, I wanted to talk to you about some things that I do. I keep a logbook, and the first thing I do is keep track. Well, I wouldn't say the first thing, but the first thing I have listed here is I make a note of all my repeating numbers, and so like. It's 4:44 a.m. or if it's views, I put views. And these are actual ones from my logbook. Um, if it's just the video length, that I'm watching, I'll put that. If I'm thinking about a person and these aren't real people in my life, I'll put their name if I'm thinking about a person at a certain time. Bob, Lucy at 12:34. These are actual times though. 666 views, y'all. Always hate the 333s. But anyway, or if it's comments, I'll do that. And then, so I've got like several pages of that, and you would not even believe. Sometime I'll do the average of how many I see in a day, and it's just unbelievable. But anyway, and then another thing I do is because I've heard that in all these shifts that we do and changes, that numbers don't change if you write them down. And so, like, I'll put the population of, the US and China and the world, and, just keep checking it to make sure it hasn't changed. Because I've heard that numbers don't change. I don't know if that's true. If you have a time where numbers have changed for you, let me know. I also keep track of my flip-flops. I've only had 4 so far, but I keep a record of that. I've had 3 Emmy channel name changes where, one person went from 2 N's in their name to 1. One changed from a D to an E and one from an A to an E. I keep track of that. I keep track of all my Mandelas, obviously. Another thing I started doing just recently is like in fact, I started watching commercials on purpose and looking through cupboards and stuff just to see any logos that have not yet joined, I write down. And then that way I'll know when they've joined. Or, I might not. Another thing too is you can do codes, and see if they change. Like for instance, say you were born, or somebody who was born on February 1st, 1974. Like, this would be the first, obviously, 1. Beef would be February, and then 74. You can write like little stupid sentences like that or phrases that don't make any sense and see if they change. Now I haven't had anything change yet. And then I'll go back to that in a second because I'm gonna show you this because I'm gonna replay it again. You can find this on I have a dubstep playlist. But I'm gonna start it again, and this is Felix Broadwinter is coming, and I love this, and I think it's apropos because we just got a bunch of snow the other day. I wish I would have taken a photo of it. Okay, so back to this. Okay, another thing I do is like with people's names, and I think it's best to pick random names. But like for instance, I'll make a code for that too and see if the letters in it change, because this obviously doesn't make any sense. But what this is I put two names down and you can make your own. But I do like, for instance, this is Mike and Mary. Okay, so this is M-I-K-E, every other letter, and then I start here M-A-R-Y. So that's something that you can do. I'm going to come back to this in a minute. I also keep track of moon phases because, I've heard people say, well, the moon was half full and now it's full today. Well, that probably means you shifted, and so I keep it. And, like I said, I've heard numbers don't change, so I just do numbers. I don't put AM or PM. I keep the PM to the military time. That way I know it's PM. So, like, these aren't my actual moon phases. I subtracted a certain number of hours from them or added a certain number of hours to them. But these are actual numbers just with like, a few hours taken away or added that I had 3 days in a row. And, I just make sure that it all lines up. Sometimes it's like a half hour for the rise and an hour on the sun or the moon set, and then other times it's vice versa depending on the phase of the moon. Okay, now these. All right. Now, let me see. Darn, I don't want to go to. Is it here? Okay. I got this idea from Mandela Effect. I've used this video and I've gone back to it. It's never changed for me, but other people have said it's changed for them. And see this first line? Black, white, 3 blacks, 2 whites, and black. Okay, so in my logbook, you can write, like I assigned 1 to black and 0 to white. So, I wrote down like 101111001. But you can, but I mixed it up. I didn't do that for every line. For instance, this line here is the same as this line, but only I know what it means. It means 10, but then it also means 3 ones, 1, 2, 3, 2 zeros, 1, 2, and 1. So that's something that I do. And, he has a lot of great indicators that I would, definitely look at his channel to figure out. And also look at his live chats with Scott Harrison because, oops, that's not the right one. They have an extremely good time. See that? Now, one thing I wanted to let you know that I just put in, they just have a hoot of a time together. It's crazy when they get together. But anyway, I wanted to let you know too look at what I noticed when I went to show you guys this video. 2006-66, so that is the latest thing I just now, before this video, wrote in my logbook. So, you might think I'm crazy for keeping a log of all this stuff, but, and if you have any good ideas of what you do, please put them in the comments. I would love to hear them. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.